Hello everyone and welcome back to another Division 2 video, and today we are casting a tournament game, and this is a special one. It is one. I think it was actually the first one that was played. I wanted to cast this earlier, but didn't have the time for it. The first one with the new tournament division. And both players actually played where we have Jaapaasa versus Luna here on Osha East with 202nd, 42nd versus 13th. So very excited for that one. And I think without any further delay, we just hop into the decks, look at them. Because I don't know how, we have not really seen them play that much. So let's see how they build them. And then let's just go right into the action. I'm very curious now. Let's start with 242nd Gornostrelkovaya, the one that has the captured Hungarian equipment, which is really cool. Japan's playing it on Vanguard, which is probably the way to go for this division anyway, and for the map as well, so hooray. In Recon Up, here we do see the total. We're going to go through everything here. I stopped doing that to the same extent as I'm going to do it here now, but since it's a new division, might as well just do it. So in Recon tab, he brings the Told 1, which I'm a little bit surprised about. I don't think there's that much armor in 13th, but who knows. We do have the Gorners with Perry, which is just a nice chunky sniper with also TNT and radio. Gondor's Vedka, which is basically just a better tanko at this point, and then some more Motorized Vedka, which comes in with the 50 cal, and you can actually use for just recon. Infinite tab, we have a lot of fun units here, and quite a bit of hybridness, which is really nice. So we have the Gorners Perry, real nice 15-point grenade for with quite some SMGs, which definitely helps. Gorners Strelki, we know them, nice hybrid unit. Gorners Strelki DT for some actual line infantry. Then we get the Gorners Perry Rocks, which I think are also new, as well as the Gorners DT, I would think. Because they also do have the DT and not the DP machine gun, which is better. So there's that. Leader, this one has a Panzerschreck, if I'm not mistaken. And then, you get the Gorn Officer Perry, which is another new unit, a big TNT thrower SMG squad, so really cool. And then just more of the units that we've already seen. Also very important, there's ready to trade about everywhere here. Tank tab, of course, you get the Turans 1 and 2, so he brings the Turan 1s in A phase, as well as the Srini and the IS-1. So that should probably do the trick against 13th. And we have Turan 2s in B phase to round it all up and for the longer game. Support tab, 50 mils, double vet, so you only get 3 of them, but I mean, that can do the trick. Maxims, OB25s, ammo, and the IS-2, so nothing super special there. A T-tab, also nothing out of the ordinary. We get some SIS-2s, SIS-3s, and the PTRSs. But in the AA tab, of course, we have the Mighty Nimrod. He decided not to bring any flag fillings, which you could also get, but in B phase we get the regular AA piece with 37mm and the 85mm, both at nice double vet. And then the artillery tab, he actually tries out the new BM8 82mm. This is an 82mm how is the name again? Doesn't matter, rocket kind of thing. And that's actually quite nice because I think you can use that kind of as a mini off map. So I'm curious to see how Jaapaasa puts that to work. Then we have the 52P. These are the mountain guns, super good, very fast firing, super fast aim time, radio, cheap. Nothing to complain about there. RTAP, nice with the L2KR as Recon and LA5FN fighter bomber, and some Bostons in B phase as well. So pretty strong build overall and could potentially be quite dominant in A phase. On the other side, we do have Luna's 13th on Maverick, which is probably also the right way to play this, since this is when you get a lot of your fun tools. So the Recon Dap, he actually brings a chunkier Recon units at 25 points, which I'm not a huge fan of, but you know, you do you. We get the Tarlac Lovers for spam. It is Luna after all. Like, how can you not do that? Same thing with the 20-point infantry there at single vet. He brings some Lovers 36M, which have the solo for an AT rifle, a new unit that is right here at only 20 points too. Flamer, just basically the Hungarian equivalent of a Shrimpire with 1 man less. No leader in A phase though, but in B phase we get a leader and a ton of infantry. So we have Heggies, normal ones. We have the new Heggy MG42. We have then more of the Lovish 36M, and we have in Z phase more of the Heggy MG42. So plenty of hybrid infantry here, which can be quite potent. And he tries the new MG42 units, which I'm really curious to see how they do perform. I've seen a little bit of them, but not a whole lot. Mostly I've played against them at the moment. Tank tab, Stux in A phase, Srini in B phase. Support tab, he brings the sender, so the probably pronounced badly, the military police unit. This is not a new one, but it's quite nice because it is chunky and is well armed. So that might work well together with the Tartala Clubbers. 50mm mortar, and then just, yeah, some MGs. 75mm. Luna here again with the Schwarlose going for the quantity over quality approach of not taking MG34s, but just spamming out those cheap machine guns combined with the 75mm. AT tab, he brings, of course, bazookas, and then we do see a relatively light tab here. So he brings the 75mm in a B phase, which has a rate rate, by the way, which is pretty strong. But not in A phase, which is surprising because Jaapaasa can bring strong tanks there. And truthfully, except for the AT plane, the only thing that can realistically kill the IS-1 is a Pak 40 with APCR up close. So I'm not so sure how Jaapaasa, I guess the Puption has good pen, but then you have to be really close with the IS-1, which don't think Jaapaasa is going to do. Or the rest is just 40mm and the Puption with double that. Interesting. A tab, just Bofors, good enough. Artillery tab. Artillery spotter for a radio because he has nothing other than Stück 3 leader in A phase for that. He brings a plane off map, interesting. The 100mm, which is at 50 points, is very aggressively costed. In B phase, you do see the 120mm with radius. Interesting to see, it doesn't go for the big guns. Now, Lurfer, of course, and another off map. So for this map, of course, off map can be very effective on the hill. So Luna is really going all in there with the off looks of it. Let's see if he also does that in the game itself. Airtab, the ME210, I have played against that one. That one is really dominant. It is fast, medium resilience. The rockets do quite a bit of damage. And the tank passer, the HS-129, we know it. It is a good AT plane. So definitely can do quite a bit of damage. Not sure though how well it will do against the IS-1. This remains to be seen. And I hope we are going to see that actually. And here we are with the deployments. So let's take a look. Luna on the left in the blue, down south goes for very defensive, just the lowest 46. I'm very far behind actually in this position, but it's a nice position where you can actually use the AT rifle and some recon. Jaapaasa doesn't try to go deep, pushing forward a little bit with the Gordon Perry, I assume. No? Oh, with the PTD. Okay, PTS makes sense. But otherwise, defensive deployment there, nothing out of the ordinary. And not super aggressive here either. Luna, on the other hand, is now we can actually see parts of it. It's not super aggressive. Schwadlose, 50mm flamer or flamer-ish unit. I don't remember. Something like that. No, I don't think it took the flamers. I just the Strumpire equivalent. Sorry if you could hear that, by the way, I tried not to, but I drank something carbonated, so I couldn't really suppress it in time. And recon up there as well. And then the main deployment is going to come for the town. We do have a strict leader early on. We do have some 50mm. We do have 75mm. So that's the artillery piece then, isn't it? I would think. Oh no, it's a support gun. A lot of Schwarlose, some recon. Yeah, that's about it. Regular infantry, lots of them. Not a lot of super fast units, right? This transport is okay. The kilometers an hour, but I can't compete with the speed of the Soviet. And up north, basically nothing. So a massive deployment up here. Now, Jaapaasa, we'll also not be surprised if we see the recon, although it is as well, so it adds up, so I don't, maybe he can still afford the off-map lane, and we're going to see that, but it's also possible that we don't. Now, Jaapaasa is also going to do a big deployment, and he's going to do something super disgusting. He tries this new thing out on, wow, look at that circle, it's massive, on the reinforcement road, so my disappointment is immeasurable. Jaapaasa. Toldi coming in. It has radio, which is quite nice. I haven't noticed that before. Other than that, OB-25s, Maxims, recon the fast corners of Perry. I assume he had to rush into that position. Not surprised about that. Some PTRSs. The recon units, and then a few Gornostrelki DTs as line infantry and regular ones. Up north, another Toldi, PTR as opener, and then some fast Gonzaperi as well as Strelkis and Gonzaperi rocks to take this. So he's actually going for the north there. And with that out of the way, let's go. We also have an IL-2 KR right here at the start, which is very crucial to give him the information. And also lets him know when he should release this. All right, because you need to time it right. I personally never know when to do that. Also depends on what speed your opponent has. So you can see some of these going up in here, but depending on which transports those actually are, you might have to release this earlier or later. It is quite cheap, so that makes it disgusting. But Luna... No, Luna needs to run away with his Focke-Wulf. I think at this point, it would have been better for him just to go in and... Oh no, he unloaded the Bofors, never mind, so he has protection. Forgot about that. So that's very crucial. So the reason why you would want to take this, because you can easily get air spammed here, but it's also possible that he wanted to protect this, in which case it would have been very smart move right away. So Jaapaasa not sniping the transport or not getting them. I'm not sure if he did that deliberately, like waiting a bit, or if this just was a mistake. If he waited deliberately, gentleman move. Say that. But Luna's off map immediately dropping, forcing everything back here. Gonzaperi here, getting spotted out on some suppression. So this thing paying off massively. Unless there's AA coming in, he might get another volley off. The Turan is coming in. So that's a good response here, Armor, to make sure that, you know, Luna can't just easily push. But Luna has just one unit left and it's going to load that as well. So the off map's probably not going to do all that much, except for killing. So, but everything that it doesn't kill, yeah, it won't be doing more than that. It's really coming in down south, so I'm not really sure why that is needed at the moment. It's probably more for support here anyway, so I guess he plans to push on there. Off map going down. So for doing limited damage, there we go, Solothurn showing its value. I mean, it has a good range, a 500 meter range, and decent pen for that too. Taking out that 50 cal, it's not a half track, 50 cal cheap, whatever. Jaapaasa though, making progress up north. Gonzaperi versus Lovas felt something. Gonzaperi here, trading with the Arakazak, but failed to kill them. Saperi rocks here, forcing off the Arakazak. Off map going down, but it's possible that Jaapaasa managed to push through before that's really going to show an effect. Toldi goes down as well too. The Stück probably. So this for the moment safe. Luna now pushing Jaapaasa on a 1410 though. Is getting pushed out of here with help of the 50 mil. These units moving into position here, not doing a lot at the moment. Off map lane. It should be out since it's 200. Yeah, the off map. Oh no, it's going down just right now, but it's a little bit too late. Although these might be able to move in and take, back what he's lost, unless Toldi moves in and can stop them. That could change things. Recon is actually pinned, so the Gonzaperi might be able to move back in. Gonzaperi is coming in as a reinforcement. Stück 3 coming in, so there's nothing here that can really deal with that. It's going to be a bit of a problem. 13-11 at the moment. With Jaapaasa, yeah, just grabbing this one flag right now. Totally moving forward. Q moving actually, so that it doesn't get stuck on this. Very nice move there by Jaapaasa. This thing also providing a lot of recon rate. We have to remember it has a recon rate, so it's also recon plane. 50 mils doing the work here, overwhelming those Gonzaperi. We do have a leader here providing a lot of value, but not enough. There's not actually that much infantry. OB25 is not a position where it can do much. Cis3 has the... Could open up with the AG, but it does not do that at the moment. But the problem for Luna is going to be that, yeah, some of these are disheartened, and the military police is currently suppressed. And there's not that much line infantry otherwise, so they will eventually get overwhelmed. Reinforcements are coming in here. Ammo is there to resupply this. And the Nimrod is coming in, which should block the airplanes over here. Toldi is not a good fight versus the Stück, but it looks like he managed to suppress some of this lower 36M. And the Gonzaperi is moving into position to do just that as well. So I do not think that Luna's going to have an easy time moving in there. Although yes, the Arakazak moving there, and against the Gonzaperi, they will win. Not against Gonzalo Sapper Rock though. Do some units coming in for the town here, so Jaapaasa sensing a push coming there eventually. It's a typical area to push, and at the moment he only has a Gonzalo Sapper, which is not that much. Lowers 46 can be forced off by that one, but that's about it. HS129 coming in now for the Serini. It's well worth target. Nimrod moving in. Looks like the HS129 is being taken off because it probably lost line of sight, and also because of the Nimrod is there, of course. Nothing in the church tower from either player at the moment, so that could have helped here. That might have been able to spot that Srini and led to this thing actually killing it, which at the moment is not happening. Told you moving in down south. Srini, okay, has not been moved over here, but actually over here where it can cover off this at range. So it makes a lot of sense. We do see a nice little pusher with Gorn Strelki GT and the Gorn Perry. I need a 50mm mortar, which could be crucial. This one, finally delivers 36M, should win that. It is two TDs versus one Celothurn. Both of them. Well, no, this one is chunky. This one is not. Oh, no, it's actually decently chunky as well. Lowers 36M moving in. Gornstrelki not at the moment. Srini, though, doing support here. Looks like the Stuttgart did go down. Don't know to what. It's possible that the Srini one tapped it with the heat shell. Did he fire one? No, it did not. Maybe the Turan got a side shot. Or two, actually. Or maybe the Sis. No, it should not be open line of sight. I don't know what killed that. Curious to know. IL2KR back in, providing a recon. 59 for Jaapaasa, with him grabbing this flag. This one as well with the Turan. There's nothing there to deal with that, really. And the Gornstrelki over here, which are now in CKC range, where with their 6 PPSH, they can definitely do some damage. Should win out against those two. I think it just got overwhelmed now. Perry Rock comes up. Perry Rock's here in a nice position where I can force these guys off, but it's fighting 2 and 1, which is not a good thing. It is free moving in position, but there's not a lot of infantry here, and there's basically nothing coming. The Kronos Vetka is not going to be enough. It's good for CKC, but it's not good enough. Channel. The 82mm thingy, rocket thingy, used to pin the 40mm, well, not even pin it, it's just moved away. This finger map pin is like a mini off map for up close, like you could use it, for example, here, probably put it over here somewhere. Put it, like, target at this area and then pin and then move in. And this is not a good fight for the Gonstrelki, since it won't be able to pin this fast enough before it can throw the TNT, and then it will die. So there we go. The leader, 5 PPSHs. This thing will probably take a while to reload, so you can actually finish it off. So Jaapaasa is actually going to win that. Impressive. But yeah, so at this range, it's probably just not that good from what we see, which is good, but now we know. Now we know. PTRS moving forward. Perry got forced off here, but yeah, it's still dealt some damage to one of these guys. Toldi, well, none of these do have none of these are lower 36M, so they can actually do some work here. Gonstrelki DT, so pushing here, Jaapaasa slowly encircling this, and eventually he'll spot that, or just move for it with these two, and then he will overwhelm it, and that's going to be the end of that. Oh, 40mm has been spotted out by the Gonstrelki DT here. It's on an attack move, but HE turned off, so he can't even fire back, and he might just die now. It's going to leave line of sight here. So, fortunately for Luna, that one's going to get away. Turan one's pouring in down south, though there's no AT, so Jaapaasa can pretty much do whatever he wants. The support gun's now pouring in over here. Luna still trying to contest this. Pupshin in position here. Jaapaasa pushing forward. Not a lot of infantry and or machine guns left to stand in his way. Stück 3 coming in, but the Serene is still here. And it's, yeah, you're never sure if you really want to risk that. Focke-Wulf just circling back here where it can still provide a little bit of vision, but Nimrod pulls that off nonetheless. Oh, this thing was not killed off, so Jaapaasa is going to lose his leader, and that's going to hurt, because again, it's not a cheap one, and it has a lot of important tools. Now, this thing will shred that one, though. So, and it does have, no, it doesn't have shock, actually. Gonstrelki being forced off by the Flamer. Oh, we just heard. Oh, Pupshin finds Turan 1. Turan 1 here finds the Stück. This 3 also finds a Stück. Now the Stug opens fire, but they for some reason lost line of sight. Interesting. Wonder how that works. Pupshin kills it to run 1-2. Gets now spotted out by the Gorno Maxim. Sis3 gets a loader knocked out, which is not that crucial in this case. Run 1 opens up on it, but it is not angled enough for a side shot. So, yeah, and Jaapaasa is moving away to run. He's running with it. Trini could definitely kill a Stug, but it needs to be careful because the Pupshin is right there waiting for it. LTKR pretty much uncontested here, providing all the reconnaissance. Raider trade, super nice here. Link means that these will link up again. Gorno Saperi actually won against the Flamer over there. I'm not sure if anything helped with it. Now, Jaapaasa's pushed back here, and these single machine gun units are pushing forward. Apologies for me not trying to pronounce those names, but I'm really terrible at it. They're really not that easy. You have two more of we have 2 more of the 82mm rocket thing is moving in. And one is being reloaded. From what I've seen so far, I don't expect them to do any damage. Even if you combine 3 of those. Again, I think they're good for pinning. Like a mini off map, but anything else, I have my doubts. Sniper unit here is unfortunately for it at a distance where the machine guns can fire back, so it's not really working it in its favor. Something also I've kind of missed. I guess the AT gun killed the Stug over here. Srini has now arrived, so that should make easy work with those. Ooh, L2K is also going in for a run. Gorno DT coming in. And now we do have a big volley of these 82mm thingies. Do they do any damage? They kill us in 1 health flavor. No damage whatsoever to the support gun though. And I don't think any damage to Stug. Nah, Stug's totally fine. Also, if you look at it, like, just spread out all over the place. So, not very accurate. HS129 had a go at the Srini, I assume. Has been forced off though. Did he kill it? Yeah, he killed it. There's just another one over there. Triggers 9. Oh, killing the Srini out of range for the Srini. Yeah, you have to be careful with those. Against the Stug at longer ranges, of course, not very well suited. And there's no AT here either to deal with it. You have something else called in, and Nimrods to make sure that there's, yeah, the skies are cleared on south as well. So Jaapaasa in a nice spot here again with 15-9. But Luna is holding back nicely. The fact that he has a lot of cheap things everywhere is definitely working in his favor, as well as the, you know, his early off-map definitely saved him there quite a bit too. And he got some nice kills with Pupshin and things like that and the AT plane, so that is very well working in his favor. Also Jaapaasa, well, he's not actually spending that many points on them. It's still adding up to 120 at the moment. Well, we do see an IS-1. So if the Nimro can protect that, this should be pretty much unkillable for Luna at the moment. L2KR not actually going after this. Interesting. So recon can still provide a lot of vision. Both is forced off the L2KR though. 15-9 still. So we are in in B phase though. So this is Luna's strong phase, and it's pairing a massive push, or big push at least, down south with some heavy G42s and a leader this time. So I think he should be able to dig out this, especially since the Gorno Saperi won't do well against Molotov throwing units. This thing can, but at either range, but it will just get overwhelmed eventually. Also, it doesn't have shock, which is bad. Very bad, actually. Artillery has been called in. It is going after these. They're positioned close to each other as well as the ammo, so overall this might be able to do quite some damage. Jaapaasa specifically targeting is interesting, the military police unit here, because he knows that there is some disheartened stuff over there. Level 36 M coming in, should be able to deal with the M3A1 Zvetka very easily. Gorno Saperi Rocks also coming in. So Luna just trying to contest this still. Trini got killed by the Pack 40. I mean, this thing having raid trade is incredibly powerful. We see now. See now why. Oh, Me-210, the rocket plane coming in. Easy kill there for it. The rockets are really doing quite a bit of damage. I think it's 4 rockets, they do 5 damage each. So that's massive. One of them lands and the unit is low. That's goodbye. If 2 of them lands, that's goodbye to most units. And even with some suppression, I've seen so far 2 of the rockets at least landing, usually. And now we have the big Higgy push here. Yeah, should easily overwhelm all these units over there. I don't think, no question asked. Constructor DT has 2 DTs, but the Higgy is chunky and more are coming in. So it's probably not going to... Oh, the Gunner is very low too, so it goes down before it can even throw the grenade. And now just a blob of Higgies versus Gunner Rocks and Gunner DT. And look at that, these two have 2 machine guns. Still, they have nothing to put... They can't put up a fight against 3 of those with single machine guns. That's very impressive. So just showing how... Well, it's not good, or it's not actually good, but like it's a chunk unit with an MG42, so that matters something if you have 3 of them. Getting carried away a little bit here because we had the discussion in one of the discords about how good those actually is, and I do have to admit I also underestimated them originally. In my first stream where I built the decks, I didn't take them, but I changed that mind very quickly because they are good. Of course, the Peroxy gets overwhelmed by, yeah, there's just so many cheap units over here. With 25 you're having a go, he's getting outranged by the Pack 40 at the moment. No, it does not actually. It could shoot back, but it can't see it. It's only the Golden Saperi rocks that are spotted here. More Gunner-Strelke DP coming in. So Jaapaasa still holding his flag. 59 for Jaapaasa still. So he's doing it at the moment. We're way into B phase and still holding it now. Truthfully, first of all, Luna will need to equal out in points that he has received. Then, of course, he needs to get his actual advantage, and then that actual advantage needs to show an effect. So that's usually going to take some time. The ME210 coming in again, and the fact that the Jaapaasa hasn't really invested more into A is probably punishing him right now. Maybe 25 just gets easily killed off, and kills the recon, so that's big. But we have a massive force here of infantry. I could just easily move in, and there we go. The Q move is coming, and I can easily just overwhelm everything over here. More infantry coming in, so this is one of the parts of Maverick, of course, how easily you can just mount attacks in quick succession in different areas of the map, because another one is happening right here. More Hag is now going after this, trying to re-grab this to run here and not in a position where I can stop all of those. And there's some Lowes 36 M in there, which should be able to pen the Turan eventually. They will struggle, but, you know, they will overpen at some point. Shooter killed. Yeah. Stryk is going to seal the deal here, definitely. Turan 2 up close here. Is the IS-1 still alive? It is, but it's been targeted by the Nebelwerfer and has been called in a bit earlier. Kills Cis-3 and an OB-25, so that's a huge kill there. Motorized Zvezka got in the church tower, but the church tower has been destroyed. We have a volley of the 82 mil. They're going after the Nebelwerfer. Now, this could actually work, because if the ammo gets hit and the bar for this to happen is way lower and exploding, then that could mean that the whole thing dies. Because the ammo... Oh, nobody misses. Look at the dispersion. This is really bad. I would just not take this, to be honest. There's no reason to do it. Or if you do it, you know, use it like right here. This close for this area, then move in to pin. That is probably how you have to use it. I really think there's no other way to use it. Limrod here doing a great job at stopping the ME210 over here. This thing can definitely do quite some damage. Turan 2 up close. Now, Turan 2 is a great infantry support weapon, so that's definitely nice there. Srini here got killed off by the HS-129. At least I assume that's what happened. Yeah, down he went. L2KR there for recon and strafing and trying to catch this. I'm not even sure if it's fast enough to catch an HS-129 AT plane. Luna's push though, grabbing this flag, bringing it back to 3011 even before the end of B phase, so that's quite impressive. Now his Srinis are coming in, so pulling out the Uno reverse card here, as well as some more 75 mils. It feels like he's spammed them around everywhere, but he still has some of them, so I guess he has not been as spammed with them as I expected. He's going after the Bofors again, but... Oh, it actually did damage. Wow. 2 damage? 3 damage? I don't remember what it was at the start, but... It did some damage, okay, but not a whole lot. So, yeah, I think Japan's are using it here in the wrong way again. This is a pinning tool, probably, would be my guess, and not really a killing tool. But, you know, we know, right? So it's great that he tried. So now we all know. Gunstrike here getting shelled by a D100 mil. There is it ready for it? There is. It should be relatively accurate. And then the Haggis can just move in easily, do what they need to do. These guys are quite good for CQC, but not in the position they are right now. Gunstrike DT are a different sort. They're moving in now to do the surrender though. That could work. Jaapaasa bring back to 13-11 with him regrabbing this flag as Syllabus 46M is pinned. Sis2 versus Srini. Can definitely kill that potentially. Oh, gets the kill. Another one moving in though. Both is coming in as well for air cover as the L2s are pretty much uncontested at the moment. Srini here doing nice support duty from the side though, but not Pack. The 40M is moving into position where it could potentially become very dangerous for that one. Up north, we've kind of missed that, but Luna's pusher being successful forced Jaapaasa out of positions. Jaapaasa has, with his Turan and help of his plane, presumably, it looks like it is shot yet, has fired some shots, has managed to force Luna back a little bit. The Gorno, after Zaperi, could now move in, but only one of them is actually doing that. But the few line of units that were not falling back here are not in a position to stop any of that. So they could potentially get in. Jaapaasa has noticed his chances, now moving in. Gorno Strelki are following up as well as another 2 round 2. So this could potentially be swung back right there. LA5 is coming in to suppress the unit that is not yet pinned. It's actually killed. It's moving away with his Gorno after Zaperi is now moving. Don't think it was necessary. Could have probably done the trick already. But like killing something like this would probably have been a big prize here, at least in my opinion. 82 mil is going after the next Bofus. Probably going to fail again. Now we have 2 of the MA210s coming. They might overwhelm the Nimrod here. I don't think the Nimrod can keep up with both of them. They're fast, medium resilience, and they shoot from quite a distance actually because their rock is a 1,000-meter range. Kills off the Gorno Maxim here. Turan 1 still holding this flag here, still holding the 13-11. Another volley of the 82 mils going after the Bofus. So far no damage, just pinning. At least they pinned it. That's something. But not a lot. Jaapaasa still fighting hard over this, tooth and nails, but he is losing the flag. The Higgy here is in a dangerous spot where he can actually really do a lot of damage. I think one Higgy on its own against Strelki DT is probably not going to end well since we're not at any... Oh no, it is being held by this Rini. So the Higgy probably going to get that. Unless this dies before. But I don't think it's going to happen. However, the Golden Strelki might be able to finish it off. Then again, when the Molly flies, this thing is almost dead, basically. It's already almost dead, so it's going to be dead when that's going to happen. S1 versus 40 mil here. 40 mil can't possibly do anything against that. Blob of Golden Strelki and Gorno after Zaperi now moving in. To round 2 versus Stuk, not a good fight. And Stuk and 45 mil. Even worse of a fight. To round 2, yeah, I don't know what... I don't know what it was doing. I guess it was turning because they have a slow turret rotation from what I can remember. And that's probably what we see here. So hey, 6-3 moving in. Nebelwerf for now going after this blob right here. It's going to land right in the middle of it. Oh, that's going to hurt. Going after Zaperi and Golden Strelki dead. Another one pinned. Another Golden Strelki pinned. Going after Zaperi here, still alive though and moving forward, although they're a little bit too far forward. Another Golden Strelki dead and both going after Zaperi pinned. Wow. That is such a clutch strike, and now infantry is coming in inches. Right time, more Golden Strelki moving in though. Ice one here. Oh, the 45 mil with the APCR gets it bailed out. That's what I was going to say. It was about the only thing that can realistically pin that. But only up close, and we just saw that. Off map has been bought and is coming down. So that's going to hurt. That's probably going to obliterate a lot of things here. It's a 149, so this thing is potent. It has a decent amount of shells too. Caliber is not too bad. But there's nothing to follow up. So this is not the greatest use because he can't move in and surrender things. Gorno Maxim here. It's done a great job of holding up a lot of Higgies here, but it's getting eventually overwhelmed by the Stick 3. And once these are closed, there's not much you can do. ISU 152. that is a whole other story. It needs to be careful because the Stück can potentially sideshot it if it continues to move forward. Stück moves in a different position though. I see one of the two can stop all of this, but not if the lowest order Higgy get past this, because then it is, yeah, just because of the angle. Not a block moving forward here. So Luna showing us how he can use the cheap, efficient infantry that this division gets, because the Higgies are now quite cheap, and the Higgy 40 MG42 are decently priced as well. So he shows us what you can do with those units. Stück 3 gets a load of wounded, says 3, looking for the finishing shot and gets the kill. HE is not turned off, so he might actually find the 75mm here as well. Going after Saperi versus Higgy. Other than the Molotov, I don't think he can kill that fast enough. But if he moves into the Flamer, that's a whole other story. It can't throw the TNT. Wow. 14-10 for Luna still. Off map did actually quite some killing here, but Jaapaasa is still holding the flag. And he has these guys, so he can still go back and finish it eventually. Over 25 trying to find a kill on the Stück here. This is dangerous, as I was going to say, because the heat shell has 9 meters of pen. Oh, we can actually see this here. It's a heat shell, so it doesn't lose penetration over range. You just don't want to fight these OB-25s. It is always a risky thing. You might lose your armor, especially with Veteran C. The accuracy is a little bit higher, and yeah, it just hits off enough that you don't really want to try it. Governor Strelki getting pinned here again by the 100 mils. Eventually, Heggie can just move in and surrender it. And yeah, at this point, he can just move in probably. It is low on health, but if this is so pinned, all he needs to do is throw the molly, and this thing will probably have to surrender. More Governor Strelki moving in. But now Jaapaasa in the rough spot because his line infantry does not have as good of a quality machine gun as Luna gets. So it's going to be a rough one. Oh, his infantry is going to get overwhelmed. The Gonzalki DT is not the unit that you want to have fighting here. Looks like the last of Jaapaasa's leaders might finally go down here as well. L2 Kars going for strafing runs might be able to save it. But Jaapaasa doesn't really have much here that can really contest anything at this point in time. IS-1 coming in here as well. He has a Nimrod to protect that, so that should probably be okay. 50 mortar coming in as well, so he's really looking for a win in this area. What is a pair of rocks versus Loesch 46M? 2-on-1, I'm not so sure. Although they're standing close together, so they might actually get both pinned by the same volley of shots. No, just a little bit of suppression. One of them is not engaging though. It doesn't actually have line of sight, so that might not end well. Now Jaapaasa is down in flags at the moment, but he's definitely down a lot in tickets. He had a 59 for quite a while, Jaapaasa, but he has denied Luna just that. So Luna, if he continues to take, will probably be able to take the win, but he really needs to be able to continue that. 149 moving in again. It looks like we had another off map, and I just missed that, but I might be wrong. Kind of hard to tell. We can't see how many charges is left, so it's that. These have, there we go. Yeah, follow up one. So it's just slow rolling Jaapaasa off the hill. Jaapaasa has not really been able to reinforce it enough, which makes sense since he's throttled in income. So that might just be enough for Luna to do it eventually without doing any of these random moves. So Jaapaasa flipping into a 13 though for a moment. With him regrabbing this with the Gorno Svelki over here. The ME 210 gets the shots of the Gorno Maxim, so that could be enough to... No, he can't flip them flag just now. Nimrod is too close to the hill, they can't stop the ME 210, which is probably going to pin or kill both of these. No, just one. It flies over the Nimrod though and into the next Nimrod, so he... they might be able to... No, this one is also in a spot where he can open fire soon enough, so it might actually get out. And Jaapaasa also, again, regrabbed the north here and secured his flag for now, so this is not good news for Luna. Luna really... Oh no, the ME210 really goes down, and this is not something you can easily replace at this point in time. So that's a huge loss there. 39 for Jaapaasa still. If you can just keep it for a bit longer, as long as if he can keep that for just a bit longer, it's going to get increasingly difficult for Luna to pull it around. Unless Luna gets a 59 at some point, which doesn't look like at the moment. It feels like it's a bit more blue than red, and but then we have expensive units like the IS-1 over here. So, hard to tell. HS-129 here. There's also the ISU-152, but this one is easy target for the HS-129, probably. I mean, the Nimrod is too far away. I'm surprised that the Jaapaasa has it in this position still, because it gets killed so easily. We do see not a ton of AA by both players, actually, considering that there are definitely some planes around. Right, we have the Nimrod over here, we have the Nimrod over here, we have these two Bofors here in the center areas, but other than that, neither of these players has called in a massive amount of AA. Despite, you know, there's definitely, like, these units are definitely threatened down here, and up north, units like planes can do a lot of damage. IL-2K has been helping Jaapaasa with its strafing quite a bit, so Jaapaasa is definitely making nice use of them. Haggis here have been forced off. Turan 2 is bullying them. There's no armor coming in, so it's possible that Jaapaasa might even be able to push further with his infantry and grab some flags over there. Off-map moving in, though, so if you can drop that right here, I think you should have one more charge, unless I missed something. That could be very dangerous here. Pack 4 revealing itself. Shooting at what? No, it hasn't revealed itself. I haven't missed that. I have missed that. Heg is pushing forward over here. Nimrod could definitely move in and have a go at them. Off-map actually falling back now, as Jaapaasa is moving forward with his Turan 2. Pack 40 here, still dangerous, moving into position where I can spot that Turan 2 though. Jaapaasa has not spotted it by the looks of it. Nebelwerfer is awkwardly silent. He could probably do a lot of work here. Hegi has moved in here, has been forced off by old Gornosrelke here. And probably the 50 mortar. It only has fired 2 volleys, but there's, yeah. Definitely done something. IS-1 moving forward is dangerous because the HS-129 is still around and the Nimrod is actually moved a little bit further north. And again, and south the IS-U-152 is also threatened still. This flag has been re-grabbed though. Still 12-12, so Jaapaasa is holding and Luna is, I would say, pressure more and more. 75mm has not quite spotted to run 2 yet. Jaapaasa is not sensing his opportunity to actually just move forward with some of his infantry. He's running into MG42s though, so it's very understandable. But he has so many of them support with a Turan 2 that he might be able to do it. Nebelwerfer is now going at them though, so that's going to hurt quite a bit. Jaapaasa is moving, but it's probably going to be too late. One of them is dead, all of them are pinned. There's nothing coming in immediately, and even though Raider is moving a bit faster than regular infantry, I'm not sure if they could follow up soon enough. Turan 2 is also in a nice position where I can still do some damage. 75mm is moving further, so maybe it's just gonna miss it. I do see a reinforcement in the town. Hegi pushing forward here, but there's too many units here, so I think it will eventually get forced off. But this is actually how Luna got the 12-12. Jaapaasa is now actually unloading a little bit too early. He could Q move with some of them and get back to 13-11, which is happening now. There we go. Turan moving a little bit too close. So this thing wasting a molly on it, but the Turan now uncontested. Oh, never mind. Gets sniped here by the Pack 40. Nice move there. Back to 12-12. But the infantry is pushing forward still. Hegi now falling back, getting killed. 13-11 for Jaapaasa again. IS-1 doing some work here. IS-152 still alive. Gornosrelke holding this barely. Hegi still here. This would be an interesting matchup because this one is low. So I think the Gornosrelke with the 6 PVH might be able to finish it off before it gets destroyed. But so this might be why Luna doesn't want to make a move just yet. IS-1 just being dominant here. Now this thing can kill it up close with the heat shell. So Jaapaasa has to be a little bit careful. He of course doesn't know that it's there. But you know, if Luna could sneak one of these in here, that would be very dangerous. Don't see that coming at the moment, though. HS-129 is just circling. Is now going after the ISU-152. This is what we talked about. This thing is very exposed here, and there's nothing to protect that. So it was only a matter of time until Luna was going for that. And there's really nothing else here that can do a lot of work. Gornosrelke having a go here at the Hegi. Hegi still 2 health. Gorno lost 2 of them, I think. Just 129 going after IC-152. Bam! Getting the kill easily. I mean, this thing is so nice. calling it back, and as he flies back, he will notice that the Nimrod has been shifted, meaning that the ice one is probably unprotected too, and then he should be able to have a go at that as one as well. Hegi re-engaging the Gorno Svelki. I want to see how this is playing out. Yeah, look at that. I mean, the Molly and doing a lot of work here, especially in combination with the 2 SMGs, of course, and all the rifles. Oh, Luna actually falling it back, so he might get surrendered. No, he can't, because this thing doesn't have the front line yet. But he probably could have won this. I would have wanted to see, but wow, this has been way stronger than I expected at CQC. Oh, now the bubble pops back up. Raider trade here at its finest, which means this flag will flip back to 12-12, and it will surrender the Gorno Svelki. So Perry Rocks moving in, but probably a little bit too close. Now there's also the Hegi that he needs to be careful about. Still 12-12 though, so the longer the Jaapaasa can hold this, the better for him, because he has still a massive point advantage. So I guess this is what he's doing now. Just trying to hold on. Another IS-1 too close to Pack 40. Pack 40 with the ABZR will eventually get the kill. Down the IS-1 goes. This is another flag that might flip soon. 50 mil here doing some work, but probably not enough. Stops going. There's plenty of Heggies here that can just Q-move and probably get another flag here. So this flag is being close to fall. This one is being also close to fall. This one, at the moment, not really happening, since there's no infantry to follow up on it, and there's none coming. But in the town, Jaapaasa is not super strong either, so potentially there's potential for a 13-9 here, and a double tick there for Luna, which he really needs at this point. But it is not decided, so Jaapaasa can definitely defend that still. It really depends on what he brings out. He's bringing a lot of AT now. I'm not sure if that is the right answer. I think he's really concerned about the Srini. Probably doesn't have a lot of armor anymore. Maybe in 1 or 2 2-1-1s, but they will struggle a lot against Srini. There's not that much they can do. Still has these guys. They're out of ammo though. Yeah, all the ammo's used up. They seem to be quite ammo hungry, which is interesting. Srini finishing off the CIS-3 here. No AT actually coming up north, so Jaapaasa might also be running low on AT at this point. Is re-grabbing this flag though. Guns a pair of rocks versus Hegi MG42. Out in the open, so... But the Hegi's low. So I think, yeah, there we go, it dies. Guns a pair of rocks pushing in, so this flag secure for the time being. Nimrod could definitely start working as anti-infantry. There's no infantry here that can realistically kill it. But the AT could slowly start moving up. L2K providing mission once again. 50 more to doing the work here, but the Hegi's overwhelmed the Gorno Svelki that was there and have re-grabbed that flag. So, and he's now making a push for the town, which could actually net him 2 flags if he can get past that Turan, those Turans and Nimrod. The 75 mil here is in a threatening position, which prevents Jaapaasa from moving forward. I'm not sure if he's aware of that, but if he is, it is, you know, again, it's preventing him from moving forward, and if he's not aware of it, if he ever moves forward to stop this, he will lose his armor and his AA too. The blob of Hegi is just waltzing through. Yeah, I mean, they're quite strong. The problem is with the Molly, they can easily overwhelm the Gorno Svelki up close, and at range they win with the MG42. CIS-3 getting overwhelmed. Srini is still there. Up close, the Turan still fails to kill. Also, is probably finding the AP shell because it hasn't been turned off. LA 5 having a go as a bombing run, but can't do enough. Gorno Svelki moving in. More reinforcements here as well, but the Hegis are just pushing now. I think Jaapaasa slowly get overwhelmed. He re-grabbed some ground here. He might be able to make a push over here, but there's too many Hegis here. They can easily overwhelm him. 14-10 though, so Luna needs one more flag, and this flag right here is the one that he could take. Nimrod showing that it still got it. Gets Shooter killed. Will eventually pin the Srini, and down the Srini goes. More tries to Svetka here. Probably can't force back the Hegi. Having a go at the Nimrod. Nimrod can also waste the Hegis. Like, there's nothing the Hegi can do against Nimrod. Jaapaasa falling these guys back, but he still doesn't have any supplies for them ready at the go. Godosvelki still holding over here. Luna still can't get past them. So we're approaching the 40-minute mark, which means 10 minutes left. Not enough for Luna. He does need the 59, and he needs it for more than just a second. His Nebel Werf is being resupplied, though, so Nebel, we're going to see a lot of work being done by Nebel. Oh, 40 mil here, now doing some support. I was going to say it was going after the Nimrod, but Nimrod just killed infantry, I think. Not in line of sight of this. This would have been a massive loss there for Jaapaasa at this point. Toldi actually going on a little counter-offensive over here. No AT here. Gornas up per rocks trying to do the same. There's not much left here, so could potentially get one of these flags. You'd also go for this one, maybe. So this is still anyone's game. But if I feel like Luna has been out trading Jaapaasa. We do have an ISU 152 in it. The problem is might die soon, although no, the Nimrod is still here. Just not in a good position again, so the IHS 129 might be able to sneak in, especially from this angle over here. It might be able to get in and get some shots at the ISU 152. The question is also, will it arrive in time? And will it allow Japan to re-grab this flag somehow? If you can force that Hegi back and it's not just hiding behind the buildings here, but allows Japan to also get something in here as well, then these ISU 152 can be massive and could potentially be game deciding right here. Mill having go at the Hegis over there. There's also a bazooka over there, a Panzerschreck, to be more precise. Hegis just chilling here. If they were to move forward, I don't think the Gornstrike could do much against them, but the Turans definitely could. More Hegis pushing over here. AA coming in. Interesting choice, considering that. Is he out of other things to call in that could secure this flag? Quite possibly so. Oh, actually, the Nimrod here died. 2 watts. There it is. Did the... Oh, this thing has moved and has sniped it. Wow, good snipe over there. We do have a nice little mountain gun coming in here. Jaapaasa calling it very close, so he either wants to use a radio very close so they can go after the Nimrod here, or he wants to maybe even use it as direct fire. Oh, Nimrod moving in, forcing off the Hegis here, re-grabbing his flag, preventing a 15-9 that Luna so desperately needs. Jaapaasa is holding on very well with the limited resources he has, but Luna is putting on the pressure. The question is just, is this going to be enough? The Toldi here has managed to sneak through. I'm not sure if it's going to be spotted, but it also can't do a lot of damage unless Luna specifically drives through there. Let's actually see if Luna can see that. He's aware that it's there. He spotted it. What is spotting it? This one? No. Now he lost line of sight. So, but again, he knows it's there. He's calling in AT to deal with it. He's not spotting the Nimrod, which might save Jaapaasa, but 15-9 for Luna. There we go. The flag grabbed. Something needs to come in. Gornosvelki moving into position to prevent that with this having recovered. The mountain gun could pin that if Jaapaasa knows it's there and could make sure that he doesn't lose that super easily. Toldi moving in actually trying to... Oh no, it's going after this one. So Jaapaasa probably realized what's coming for him. Trying to force off. Boston has tried to bomb something over here. Don't know what exactly, but it failed. This thing doesn't have AT. But it's moving into position now, probably to buff this up. No. Maybe to spot the Toldi. Jaapaasa re-grabbed the flag though. 43 minutes have been passed, and Jaapaasa is still preventing a 15-9 for Luna. Or again, is probably a better word here. We do have more units pushing in. Oh, the Srini is being fixed. The turret is that really a problem for the Srini? It doesn't have a turret anyway. It's a weird bug to have for a turretless tank to begin with. But, we have another fresh push here. Can Jaapaasa hold that back? I think Jaapaasa is out of infantry. We haven't seen any new infantry coming in quite a while. I think he doesn't have any left. Nebelwerfer coming in again. So I was going to say that these are not the infantry units you need. But the leader, combined with just some recon unit, might be able to just do it. Oh, he kills this thing that's holding it right there. LA5 going after this as well, though. Misses. One Gornosvelki moving forward could kill the IL-2 car. Can definitely pin as well. Oh, but something... Oh, both of is in a nice position. Yeah, he needs to form forward for Gornosvelki probably and get that flag back before it is too late. Luna is in a very dangerous spot. He's about to grab this flag. 2 Srinis here. The Turan 2 can't possibly hold that up to Gornosvelki. Not a chance. Not sure what the Srinis are spawning. Oh, there's a Gornos pair of rocks over there. Jaapaasa is really trying it. Oh, they're moving it too close. Getting spotted by this really here any second. Of course, a pair of rocks would probably just be more important down there. 13-11 for Luna still. Mountain gun having a go, but the 50mm mortar's going after the mountain gun. Mountain gun using direct fire. Again, not sure if that's what Jaapaasa intended it to do, but it's doing it. Not too badly, but not great either. 50mm is probably going to finish it off, though. Yeah, it fails to hit the Hegi, and the Hegi is going to finish it off combined with the 50mm mortar. Ooh, Jaapaasa still holding this, though, as something here goes down. Might even grab this flag, bring it to 12-12. No, line just barely stops thanks to the 40M. Wow. Massive. IC-152 finally gets involved, but too late to save the mountain gun. 37mm coming in. I guess Jaapaasa just uses them defensively now as a anti-infantry tool. Kind of a, yeah, defensive weapon there, which is absolutely nuts. Oh, Panzerschreck coming in. I guess Jaapaasa wants to try, Luna wants to try and just move it past it to Nimrod, which has been targeted by the 5th mortar, by the way. 14-10 still, and definitely not enough time for Jaapaasa, for Luna to win that. HS-129 trying to go after the IC-152, but the 37mm and the Nimrod will prevent that. Oh, Bazooka unit moving into position here. That's potentially very dangerous for Nimrod if Jaapaasa moves it any closer there. Another leader coming in, so Luna probably out of things as well. All of a sudden, wow, look at that jump. 15, we had 16-8 for a while now, for a brief moment, now 15-9 still. This forces here finally arrived, grab that flag. This flag here has fallen as well with whatever used to be hidden in here. I think it was an AT gun falling. Mountain gun coming in, but the infantry is already pushing past. Jaapaasa doesn't have any infantry to react to that. He's grabbed this one though, which is probably why he flipped it back, but it is now on the 5/75mm. It's going to go down with this shot. This should flip this back, bring it back to 16-8. Nothing that Jaapaasa can do here. Never mind, he can pin those. Altuker should probably go after this as well. Mountain gun actually managed to hold this, but it is not enough. 4 minutes left. This is going to be a very close one. I think by looking at like this, the middle of the... It's probably enough. Just barely, but it might be enough. Oh, if Jaapaasa loses that one as well, that would be absolutely devastating. 16-0, that would be the 17-7. Not that much left then for the 18-6, and that would be the end of Jaapaasa. SU-152, yeah, 75mm is not going to kill that. Instead, it's going to get killed. But yeah, Jaapaasa 100% on infantry. He's using the mountain gun as support weapon now, which is not terrible at. But yeah, I think if he bought some of these instead of these useless AU2 things might look a little bit better off, but now going down. I think it's the same one that he's used earlier, so he has kept the final charge for so long. This is actually quite impressive. That requires some discipline too. Jaapaasa moving it forward just to hold that flag. Another mountain gun here to hold that flag. Probably actually going to need it here to prevent that breakthrough for this flag as well. 17-7 now. Any additional flag that's going to fall, and this one with the Puption moving forward could fall very soon if the Nimrod dies, would be the 18-6, and that would be the end of Jaapaasa. Yeah, but if we look at here now, 2.5 minutes roughly are left. Oh, there we go. 18-6 with this flag being grabbed by the Puption and the Nimrod at a 40M. Nimrod needs to move, actually, shift quite a bit. But, yeah, that's going to be Altuker having a desperate attempt of stopping the stream, but that's not going to happen. Mountain gun again, direct fire support. Another 37mm as a sort of support weapon being used. But these last attempts by Jaapaasa are futile. There's nothing he can do. Luna finally turning it around. Jaapaasa has barely anything on the map. Luna has not a ton, but he still has more than enough. And yeah, Jaapaasa will not have it. Like, Jaapaasa can't stop that. He will need to turn it around right now, and it's just not going to happen. I don't see him stabilizing this in any way. The next flag's already being pressured. Down here, another flag is being pressured. Down here, no flags being pressured, but... Oh... And both is actually snipes and transport. When have we seen that? Nimrod having a last go. Never mind, stopping, but the Puption will still get there. Nimrod spotted the Bofus. Bofus versus Nimrod, and Jaapaasa is horrendous. Oh, wow, what a game. 48 minutes and 50 seconds, and it took a long time to really end up the way it ended up, but yeah, look at that. 1,300 points difference. That is massive. for, like, this is big in general, but especially for Maverick versus Vanguard, where you're throttling points. Like, this is insane amount of points that you're just lacking in CS. We've noticed that. So Luna's just constantly outtraded Jaapaasa throughout the whole game, by the looks of it. Or maybe not constantly, but we're going to have to wait and see. Let's take a look at the chronology. And that's why he eventually managed to turn it around. I think Japaasa's problem was that he was just running out of armor eventually, and of infantry, of course, well. But he didn't really have an answer to the Serenis, is what I felt like. Was part of the issue, besides other things. So we do have, early on, yeah, the trades were actually in Luna's favor. He stopped Japan's push quite nicely with the off-map, and Stück then being able to follow up in time. But Jaapaasa retaliated with his nice infantry pushes everywhere, basically. But yeah, then we have some of the infantry, some of the AT pieces getting a lot of good kills. The plane spam started. Jaapaasa lost a few very valuable assets to that. There's really dying here. Yeah, look at it. The outraids have started very early. Basically a little mid to C phase, B phase, actually. It looks like Luna's definitely been outtrading Jaapaasa. We can see this here. Jaapaasa had his moments of small comebacks, but Luna's been doing so much damage. Nebelwerf is actually added up as well, as did the off-map. And I think in the end, what also mattered as well is that the Hagi Vidash M42 is just better than the Chronostrelki at the end of the day. And we definitely saw that. Which, yeah, think had a role to play here as well. Now, if you look at the kills, Jaapaasa, I mean, OB25's unsurprising. Other Stück there was a really nice kill. We saw that. Chronostrelki DT doing quite some work. Chronostrelki as well. I mean, still nice hybrid infantry. And then it's really the Serini doing something. The IC-152 that's run once. The IS-1, I guess we see the IC-152 as well. So those tanks were doing the work. It's just they were not protected enough. They got too close to AT guns, were not protected against Air Force, and then eventually died. Yeah, look at that IC-152. That was doing a lot of work here, just not enough, unfortunately, for him. Nimrod actually got in, quite a few kills. Again, it can shred infantry, and we see that right here. Round 2 is doing quite good against infantry. They are a good support tank, so we definitely see that here. And then the other IC-152. I mean, I missed that we had another one, by the way. I assumed it was somewhere because we haven't seen it coming anywhere, probably in the center. Be my guess. Did some work, but not enough. Now on the other side, the early off-map actually got some kills. Not a lot though, but I mean, stopped the push and allowed Luna to hold position and then move his Stück into a good position where it could kill. That was definitely crucial. Pupchen here. The runner ones are not super expensive, but Pupchen getting 3 kills it's definitely massive. The HS-129 was definitely a big deal here. Killing its Rini and an IC-152 was huge. This thing was quite annoying, both these actually for Jaapaasa, I feel like. And then some of these cheap infantry, I guess that was just a surrender after pitting, but still. Some of those like cheaper infantry units that are just big and can tank quite a bit were definitely huge. Nebelwerf actually got quite a few kills. And none of these are super expensive units, but it will add up eventually. And then on top of that, you have the pinning, getting forced out of positions, other units being able to surrender your units. So these are all things that we don't see with the Nebelwerf Achilles here, of course. So this thing was huge. Off map here also did quite a bit of killing. Then we have the pinning on top of it, losing good positions again. You know the game. Yeah, Jaapaasa lost 2 planes here. That was pretty bad as well, especially the Boston, which he brought in. Losing that right again is absolutely terrible. Serini later on, yeah, we see it here against round 2. This round 2 just can't really deal with it super well. And again, this is what I meant. I think Jaapaasa just lacked any sort of unit that could really deal with that super efficiently. I think that was really a problem for him. And at the end, Luna's infantry just cleaning up, and I was really being absolutely dominating. So wow, what a game! It was great to see 2 new divisions in action, though. So I do have to say, at the moment, it's depending on how you want to see it, is heaven or hell for content creators, I feel like, because there's so many things to cover. There's all the new divisions to cover. There is a lot of great games in FOB Arena to cover. And at the same time, you want to practice for League as well. So it is rough. But this one was definitely worth covering, and it's amazing to see that these both of these new divisions. We've definitely seen some strengths and weaknesses from both of them, I think, which is very exciting too. I mean, yeah, the lack of armor later on from 242nd was noticeable. Because then at the end of the day, you lack mobile answers to some issues, like those Serenius. But we've definitely noticed that, despite the cheap spamminess, which Luna is a master of, this division, it can lack some sustain, right? It easily got overwhelmed in a lot of areas once Jaapaasa really started pushing, and especially in A-phase, the infantries is still cheap and chunky, but it can't hold up super well. With the Hegis later on, this changes a bit, but yeah, there's definitely things that were noticeable in my opinion. But very exciting game overall. Hope you enjoyed it too. Thank you all for watching. Have a great day, and see you all in the next one.